Welcome back, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to Game and Compute. Here on this podcast, we talk a lot about career and jobs and finance and side hustles, money, your money, what it's doing, projects I've been kind of involved in. So lately, I kind of was recording a bit about credit scores. So, let me see. I'm trying to backtrack a little maybe. So over the last, this is going to be about Self.Inc, but just a recap, and there are past episodes posted about this topic as well, but just a recap for people who may not have been around for the whole journey. I think about near Cinco de Mayo of 2022, that was about the year anniversary that I had my extra card. It's called like extra credit or extra debit card. So what that card is, it's about an $8 monthly fee for a debit card that reports to the credit bureau. So some things that I don't know about that card. Say they give you a credit limit every month. It's attached to your bank account, right? And say they give you a credit limit every month of maybe like average seems to be like maybe $700 or something around there. But it's based on your own bank, on your own income and your own credit score. So some people have a higher amount available, maybe like 1,000 or whatever. But it's based on your own money. It's not really a line of credit. It's kind of like a line of credit based on your bank account, based on how much you get paid on a monthly basis, how much you usually have in there, how much they're trusting you with through that card. So what you do is you can use that extra debit card and, swipe it for groceries, for gas, for whatever you're going to buy. And basically it allots you that money from whatever the balance is that it's allowing you to have. And then within a day, maybe up to like 5 days, if it's like a long weekend, or like if you buy something on a Friday, sometimes it won't post from your bank account till like Monday or Tuesday. So that to me is kind of the drawback, as well as the $8 monthly fee, because it's not free, and you are spending money to have it open. And then it is kind of considered like a credit line open, I believe. And I'm not sure if it's still that same rule of using like under 25% of what they allow you to have. That's one thing I didn't figure out. But it seems like they report, like the score change every 6 months. But also there's like, you can check your credit score like pretty often, like every few weeks, every month or so, to see if it's going up. With that one, I did notice my score was going up, and I had it for like a year before I did really anything else. And then I stumbled upon Self.Inc. So that is a CD account, basically. It's an account where you basically put money in it, from your own money, and you're basically paying the money back. So I guess maybe I didn't explain that correctly. Like basically, I guess you're taking an amount out not in. So you're taking an amount of funds out that you're paying back to yourself to that account with the goal of accruing interest or gaining like interest. You get the money back plus some. So I don't recall the exact date that I opened that card, but it was in May of 2022. I just paid it off sometime in August of 2022, real quick. I think they give you like 1 or 2 years to pay it off, but I think they give you like a year to pay it off. I was like, I don't want to wait till 2023. Like, I want to see how much the interest is now. So it was, a $39 return on investment for 3 months. I believe the option I chose was for the $500. So I had the account for a $500 range that they were going to give me a year to pay off. I think they have lower amounts. I think they have like $40 something or something like that. I think they have lower amounts, maybe like a couple hundred. So they do have lower amounts, and then they have lower payment plans. I think my payment, I should have these numbers in front of me. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. I'm trying to record this before work, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on the time, and it's distracting me. But I think, let me see. It was like $38, I think, or $32 I was paying monthly, but I paid way more. That's why it's kind of hard for me, because I don't really know how much I was paying, because I paid like all of it. I was paying like over $100 a month, and then at the very end I just paid all of it off. And so I believe the month you pay it off, they cash you out the following month. So for me, I bank with Capital One, and my payout was for September 1st, which was yesterday, as I'm recording this. I didn't check my bank account yesterday, and I did check it today, and the funds already posted today. They may have posted yesterday. And I do remember in August, I did make a payment early August, and I guess I was a little bit confused because they do give you the option. They say you can pay out like pretty much right when you, like the first of the month from the month that you finish making your payments, like once you pay off the account. So I finished making my payments in August, but my payout date wasn't until September 1st. So if I would have waited until September to pay it out, to pay it off, then the payout date wouldn't have been until October, I believe. So they do the payout like that. Or if you don't click that button, there's an option to, give you your money back with that interest as of that, say, August date, on the day when you were expected to pay it off, which for me would have been May of 2023. And I was like, I don't want to wait until like May of 2023 to get the money. Let me just get it now. So that was kind of one positive thing. I did make $39 back, but mind you, that's over multiple months. I don't know if you can do it just like per month. I don't know if it's like interest per month. Like if you wait longer, are you making more money? And one thing I should mention, I think I mentioned it before, but one thing that I think is golden to note, it did drop my credit score a couple points when I first signed up. Now, I, in addition to this card, got another card through Capital One. It was just like a secured $200 credit limit that I just use like once a month just to get, like a $25 or so, like Instacart or Uber Eats delivery. I got that around, I don't remember if I registered for it in May. I was doing a lot in May and June, you guys, like during this whole moving process and all that. But it was either May or June, like the end of May or beginning of June. I may have registered for it in May, but didn't have access to it until June or something like that. That sounds about accurate, because I did a lot like in the same like week. So I believe because I had like 2 credit lines open within like May and June, that also potentially dropped my credit score, because of the credit utilization. Like you're basically having more credit, just all of a sudden more. And then, but I did kind of pay off some loans. So like everything's kind of been all over the place. It's hard for me to tell specifically where the credit drops and where the credit score rises are coming from. I did see my score go up with the extra card after that year, and after 6 months, and the first month that I opened it. With the extra card, things were just kind of just very slow, and that was the only card I was using for like a year. I wasn't using really anything else. So my score overall has gone up like significantly. I'd say approximately at max it was about, let's see, maybe about 90 points total. Approximately 80 to 90 points, with just kind of keeping track of things at the max. But then it did dip kind of like maybe about as low as 25-30 points. It did dip during all this summer, mostly because I had those new credit lines open, and I was kind of playing around with loans and stuff like that. But I'm like, I can pay those off. They're going to be paid off during this month of September pretty much, and so that's not going to be an issue. I was mostly just kind of padding my wallet because I've got an old car, and I was just like, I just want to make sure I have extra money on hand. I mean, that's not a good decision. I can't really recommend taking out loans for that, but it's like, I try. It's kind of my version of trying to be responsible with things. It's like I don't really like borrowing money. So I was like, I'll put this problem on me, and I think that kind of did screw my credit score in all honesty, but I don't know exactly, because I remember the last time I paid off one of those loans, my credit score did go up. So I try to just take out the money in case I'm gonna need it, but not really using it, and then just pay it off real quick. And so that was one motivation I had to get this Self.Inc. CD account paid off, because I was like, well, I'll just put it towards those loan payments and just pay those off real quick. Like, I've got some other money coming in from online sales, so between that, all those loans are going to be paid off in full, and then I won't have to deal with those anymore. I mean, I have other money. It's just not easily accessible. It's through my retirement account and like investments in my retirement account. I kind of just don't touch that money. The money I have immediately in my bank is kind of the money I'm using for like this credit journey. And then I have another account that's just like a virtual bank account that I use for like maybe like ads, or like just for capital if I'm doing like reselling projects and things like that. That's kind of the money that I take the return on what I invest in those projects, and I just put it back into that account. It's kind of like a business account, but it's not really a business account. Like I'm using that account to get access to business credit later on. So all of my kind of like side hustle money is kind of going through that other account. So I don't really touch that money unless it's related to another project that I'm working on. Lately it's just been with podcasting and like yeah, mostly just with podcasting. Or if I need like software for something, I might dip into it. But mostly it's just like ads or for marketing or for educational resources. But it's not a lot of money. I mostly try to spend it on like, use it as capital for like products if I'm doing like reselling. If I come across a good product where I'm like, okay, like this weekend, it's a long weekend, I'm probably going to take some of that money and play around on eBay some and come out this weekend with, some cash in hand. But that's kind of all I've really been doing lately. Like I mentioned, my score did go up and then it went down. It's been kind of a bit on a roller coaster, but I wasn't just solely using these cards. So I did notice again with the extra card, my score did go up slowly but consistently over the year because it was all I was using. No loans, no nothing. I think this summer, just because everything was so tightly squeezed between May, June, July, August, everything's been so tightly squeezed that, with having 2 new credit lines open and still having that third line open through extra, and then, having like loans opened, I think that is what kind of dipped my credit. But then again, I'm seeing it rising back to the place where it was when I said that it went up about 80 to 90 points. Around May when I noticed it was up, about 80 to 90 points from that year. So that's kind of the journey I've been on. I'm going to cut this short because I got to log into work. I got about 4 minutes to get online, but 3 minutes now. So that's all for now, and hopefully this is helpful. I'm going to keep posting my journeys, and in case people were wondering, that's what it's looked like for me. So thanks for listening.